Hi, class. I just wanted to record this overview video. I know you guys have been working really hard with your project two, and your project two is due next week. Thank you for all your ideas. I'm looking forward to seeing some of them come to life. Um, and I wanted to just kind of quickly show you, my process and how to set up, your visual mockup. Um, I know Illustrator is a challenge, like for students alike. It's totally different. The pen tool, um, it is a love-hate relationship, but you know, this is a very brief, like, an overview course, 8 weeks. We could spend 8 weeks just in Illustrator. Um, but I just thought I would show you these my work really quick, right? So this was my demo for project two. I chose Stone Soup, right? So this was my sketch. This was my first thumbnail sketch. And then before I went into Illustrator, I redrew, to add a little bit more details. I knew I wanted to add a background, more hands, and I tried to figure out what I wanted the hands to hold, right? So, if you haven't done a thumbnail sketch, I know we read about it, but, you don't need to have me hopefully not, but you don't need to have me like put it in an assignment. You can actually do these thumbnail sketches on your own, right? And it makes it easier for me, right? Because I have a map. Um, and so from there, so this is my more detailed sketch, as you can see. I'm going to hop into Illustrator, right? So in Illustrator, and I'll zoom out a little bit. Um, I also, in addition to my cover sketch, I also sketched out the different vegetables that I wanted in their hands, right? For the people, like characters in my project or my artwork. And I kind of put the title, as you can see, the author, and the illustration credit. And I hope you do the same too, since you're making this. Blood, sweat, and tears, right? Um, and in Illustrator, similar to Photoshop, you do have layers. You're able to make the layers visible or invisible just by clicking on the eyeball. You can also lock the layers, and this allows you to move the things in that layer, or you can lock it. For this scenario, and it looks like you guys are moving forward, in different stages, but I put my sketch of like whatever I wanted to trace, let's say, on one layer, and I locked it. Okay, so this enables me to have, that tracing in one spot, and I won't move it around, right? So let's say I'll trace the carrot, right? So I'm gonna make a brand new layer, right? And for me, it's easier to um, keep track of the different elements. Carrot, two. Um, and so I'll trace the carrot. Click. I'm gonna pick a color that is not the same as my pencil sketch. Okay, and I'll zoom in. Okay, and got my pen tool here. Okay. This is a pretty small element, but I still think that it's important to make it look nice. And you'll see that a lot of like the same principles of, let's say, making your umbrella, right? Changing directions is important to practice. I know I'm going super fast, but I just wanted to make sure you saw this. Okay. And make sure you're always closing your shapes to fully color it in. Okay, so here I've got no fill and a green stroke, and I can swap that, right? And then I can select, we'll select this color for now. Okay. I'm going to just take a step back so you can see the process. So here I've got my little carrot top here, and I'm going to, it's like by itself. I'm going to continue on with the rest of the carrot, but having your sketch on a separate layer allows you to kind of see your work in progress, which for me is helpful. It's encouraging, right? And you got to just focus like piece by piece, because I know when you look at the whole thing, it does take time. I will, I will definitely say that. Um, these illustrations do take time. So it's not just one button and bam, it's done. So hopefully, you know, slowly but surely, once you do get faster, when you get more familiar with the tools, you know, sometimes that takes longer for others, but that's okay. It's part of the process. Okay, so now I'm going to start on tracing the carrot body. Okay. So for my drawing, I actually want it to kind of have like this handmade look to it. As you can see, like I'm tracing my drawing of the carrot, and I want that look. Some students in previous terms, they have, let's say, traced a photo of something, or they went to Unsplash and they, you know, downloaded an image that they really liked, and so they can trace it in Illustrator with the pen tool. Okay. And so here I have my carrot body, right? I'm just looking at the lines, right? Doesn't matter what color it is at the moment because I can change the color. And I'm going to just add just a couple more details, and then you'll see these different things come together. So I'm going to trace these guys, right? And if you can see when I put my pen right here, the pen tool thinks I want to add a point to this carrot body, which I don't. And so I can do two things. I can create a new layer, right? So that's like the carrot detail, which I could do. Or what I can do, and I'm going to do it now just because it's a little bit faster for our little demo, is you can actually lock this selection. Okay. And when I hover over this spot with the pen tool, it doesn't prompt me. It doesn't think that I'm going to add a point to the line. It actually allows me to make my shape, right? And so for these little details, it was just faster for me to lock that object. And you can unlock it. I'll unlock it really quick too, so you can see. Um, Okay. And so for every shape or every color that you want, it would be, you know, a different shape, right? So here, this is the carrot top. I don't want it to be orange. I want it to be kind of in the green family here. These guys here, this is these three little objects. They're basically the different lines in the carrot. And so I'm gonna switch this so it fills it here. And then I'm actually going to group them. Okay. And then for this one, the main carrot body, it was locked, so I'm going to unlock all. So here it is. Gonna swap that color, and I'm going to pick a slightly darker orange color. I'll click OK. Right. If this carrot top ends up being in the front or back, don't forget that you can arrange the objects if you need. Put it back. Right, and I'm going to save, Command S. Right, and so here's my carrot. I'm going to zoom out. Right, and I can select my carrot. I can group it together so it moves all together. I know I wanted it to be in this person's hands. Roughly. Right? So I've got, you know, that much of my cover. Let's just say one element at a time. Okay. And so then I just start working on all of these other things, plus the different hands. And just like a cooking show, I wanted to show you, you know, here are the hands. While you're working, you know, the different elements can move, which makes sense. But I also have my full done design. This was my background. I'll do that one last, but here are the different vegetables. I think this, oh, here's the carrot for that. Okay. Different vegetables. I've got, I know I moved that guy because I think I moved him because it wouldn't fit. And this is all of my layers. Anyways, you can see that it was little by little, right? Making the little vegetables, little tomato, then the background, and then picking the font. And I outlined it so I can tilt it. And then I'm going to save, right? So save where you are. I will add like the author credit and my illustration credit. But for the most part, right, you're assembling your cover design in Illustrator. When you're at a point where you're pretty much done, right, and you're ready to add it to your visual mockup. You can actually, I'll just save this file, and you can open it up in Photoshop. So I'll show you that in the next video. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions.